Train, is it okay if we try this? And even though I was hesitant in the beginning, we had the conversation. I was like, okay, you know what? This is something you're going to enjoy, and I get to be a part of that.
Mhm.
Right. And that feels good. Is that like a missing piece where sometimes it can come across as selfish in a way, but maybe it should be looked at, you get to participate in something your partner is going to enjoy?
Yeah, that's a great question. So 2 points I want to make to that. First of all, you are not responsible for your partner's pleasure. I am not responsible for my partner's pleasure. We are all responsible for our own pleasure. So when I say that is I'm responsible to advocate for myself. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. This is what feels good. This is what I find curious, right? The reason why I say that is because a lot of us have sex and we're so worried about the other person. Do they like it? Do they not like it? What's going on in their heads, right? That we forget about ourselves and then we don't enjoy sex altogether. So my only responsibility in sex is my pleasure. And when it comes to partnership, our added responsibility is to listen attentively, to respect boundaries, right? And to do what is requested if we feel comfortable to do so to the best of our ability. Okay, so that's one piece. The second part of that is understanding that intimacy is a co-creation of an experience, right? It's the same thing like if I were to tell you, like, what do you want to do today? And you say, "Ooh, I would really like to go to the movies." And I look at you and I say, "Ooh, movies? They sound okay. Can we maybe go have dinner before the movies?" Yeah, dinner before the movie sounds good. And then maybe after the movie, we can go for a walk. I don't really feel like going for a walk after the movie. Okay, I understand. So why don't we just do dinner and a movie and then we can like go home? Yeah, that sounds good. So there's a discussion, right? That co-creation. And that piece is really important. So expressing your needs and your wants and your, all of that is not selfish. In fact, if two people are coming together and doing that together, now you're co-creating an experience that both of you will enjoy. So that negotiation piece, that conversation, communication, all of that is so important.
The way you've put it sounds so much better than anyone I've ever heard when it comes to like my friends, right? Because they're like, I really want to do this. And they'll like list it, right? But you mentioned like the way you talked about it's co-creation. It's this. I'm responsible for what I like. You're responsible for what you like. We come together and then co-create. Where and this is probably where so many people are going to say this like toxic like men talk, right? Where it's like, I want to do it this way, meaning that I'm giving the instructions, and sometimes the other person is viewed as, even though men and women, like there's some people that are givers and receivers and you alternate. Some people's like, I'm going to be a giver 100% of the time. So you have to receive everything that I say in every which way. And I did a test with some of my male acquaintances, and I asked them, how do you enjoy having sex without getting too graphic, right? They mentioned it. I was like, if it was reverse and you were a woman and you were receiving that type of activity, would you like it? They're like, oh no, I would hate that. Maybe you should then reconsider your what you're doing in the bedroom, because maybe she's going along with it just to go along with it, and maybe she may feel a certain type of way if you're not communicating that. Do you see a lack of communication impacting negatively, very negatively, the whole scenario of the intimacy and the sexual experience?
Yeah, 100%. And, I just want to I want to make something very clear. I don't like to generalize people by gender, right? Like, yeah, I get it. Men are socialized a certain way, women are socialized a certain way, like that exists. But I wouldn't generalize a person based on their gender or their race or their eth or like their socioeconomic status, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's how can I create a safe dynamic with the people I engage with sexually where they feel open enough to say, I'm not into that. I want to do this. Can we talk about it a little bit more? Right? Now, this is where we have also again, the responsibility to communicate our needs, but also hold space, understand our partners and respect their boundaries, right? And that conversation can look a little bit like, I really like to do this. How do you feel about it? If your partner says, I don't know, okay, how can I support you in figuring that out? Now, it's important to understand that piece because you're right. There are a lot of people that just go with what their partner says because they themselves don't know themselves sexually, right? So if one person knows what they like more than the other, then I would invite that other person that knows more of what they enjoy to really invite their partner to explore themselves a little bit more.